What's up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. So Infinity Wars has done some insane things, taking Gamora, a character who traditionally has been on the side of good, and turned her into a cold, heartless killer, capable of single-handedly bodying the Avengers and killing the Mad Titan Thanos, and also doing something he never really could accomplish, at least not long-term, cutting the universe's population in half. Only instead of killing half the universe, she folded the universe onto itself, creating the Infinity Warps, mashups of Marvel's superheroes with altered histories and events to make them into an entirely new characters. And now that Loki is trapped inside the Soul Stone, he must fight to find a way to get Marvel's heroes together and get back to the Infinity Stones. So we're going to be talking about Infinity Wars number 4 and number 5. But before we get started, it only takes 2 clicks to become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Click. Remember when Loki was kicked to the curb by what Loki himself calls Emarine, or what is actually Diamond Patch, the Infinity Warp of Wolverine and Emma Frost? Well, it was only so old Patch could get a drink after seeing what was inside Loki's mind. But one thing is certain, regardless of all that's happened, if Gamora built her own reality inside the Soul Stones, Emarine seems to believe that the Infinity Stones must exist here as well. Patch even muses that thanks to stabbing a Watcher, he knows he becomes the Phoenix in the future, and that it's possible to send a telepathic message to himself in the future via stabbing someone merged with the Phoenix Force. And no sooner than he thinks this, Old Man Phoenix arrives with All-Father Thor in tow. You know, just chilling in the background, out of sight. But they're not staying to help. If Gamora realized that they were there, things would likely only get worse. They're only really here to offer up some much needed help in the form of the Power Stone. Old Man Phoenix also splits Wolverine and Emma Frost from one another, making them their original selves again. And now that they're back in their normal form, it's time to go get Adam Warlock, because he's an essential part of this plan, whether Loki realizes it or not. Though truth be told, the more I read of this, the more I kept going back and rereading this, he wasn't really essential, at least not yet. Emma doesn't trust Loki and decides to keep the Power Stone in her possession, and together, while Wolverine fights another Devondra spawn, Loki and Emma take off to find the heroes they need. And thanks to Loki intentionally thinking of the heroes that he would need while Gamora was reading his mind before casting him into the Soul Stone, he knew she'd take the bait and put them right where he wants them. Meaning Kang and Kamala Khan were fused together as Miss Kang the Conqueror. Hulk and Ant-Man created the incredible Ant-Hulk, or Hulk-Ant, I don't know. But when Emma breaks down their form, she makes it clear to Bruce Banner she doesn't want him, she wants the other guy, the Immortal Hulk. And now that they have everyone, minus Adam Warlock, it's time to track him down. But unfortunately, he's just been eaten by Devondra, so it's a perfect time for Ant-Man to leap inside and get him back. Something Emma thinks is incredibly stupid, but Scott Lang thrives on stupid. And with Adam saved and Devondra clearly, not dead from being ripped apart by an emergent Ant-Man, Loki wants to take the fight to Requiem, but Adam wants to take the fight to Devondra here and now. So leave it to Emma to make the save, telepathically calling out to every hero inside the Soul Stone to come together and heed the call. Soldier Supreme, Weapon Hex, and even a familiar looking saxophone player who happens to be Drax the Destroyer all feel the pull to come fight Devondra, and eventually Drax, still in his human form, runs into easily one of the more interesting looking Infinity Warps that I've ever seen, an Infinity Warp of Star-Lord and Groot. Meanwhile, outside the Soul Stone, Gamora and Flower have been putting in work pretty much. Gamora even took time to execute the worthy Loki that we met from another reality with his own Time Stone infused Mjolnir, and has turned her attention to 2 familiar faces from Infinity Countdown. And also, if you're very familiar with the past history of Infinity Watch and the Guardians of the Galaxy, Phyla Vel and Moondragon, both prepared to die to protect the location of the reality Stone, only at the last minute, Moondragon begged to cut a deal, the location of the stone for both of their lives. But the trick is, Moondragon erased the memory of the stone's location, so Gamora is going to have to look for it inside of her mind. This is probably the closest anyone has gotten to truly taking Gamora down up until this point. All Phyla-Vell has to do is swing the sword and kill Gamora, but she's so concerned with Moondragon dying too as a result of her being psychically linked to Gamora, Phyla hesitates, giving Gamora enough time to break free. But fortunately for them, they managed to push themselves into another reality using the stones Gamora had in her possession. But Gamora has bigger fish to fry. She's still trying to crack the barrier of the universe to reach into the void beyond creation. Flower and dead Thanos' Spectre seem to agree on one thing: whatever happens next must be of importance, because a pantheon of Watchers is standing over them now, eagerly awaiting her next move. Inside the Soul Stone, things are a bit more complex. The Infinity Warps are helping Adam Warlock in his newly formed ragtag edition of the Infinity Watch fight Devondra, while Loki, Emma, Hulk, and Ant-Man go after the stones. Oddly enough, taking the stones wasn't as hard as Loki had anticipated, because when they finally figure out where they're hidden, it's not old woman Gamora, the avatar of Devondra, that they find. They find a young Gamora, no more than 5 years old, if even that. She seems angry, but at the very least still trusting of others, unless you're Thanos. She allows Emma to borrow the Infinity Stones, and it's here we learn that because of the warped nature of these stones, something even Loki can't comprehend, it's better to give each hero a stone that doesn't quite match their obvious skill set, allowing them to achieve even more power out of the stone than what they normally would. Like Hulk taking the Space Stone, Emma the Power Stone, Ant-Man the Time Stone, Kang the Reality Stone, Kamala the Mind Stone, and Loki the Soul Stone. And now that they have what they need, it's time to take the fight to Gamora, who just happens to have run in with Phyla-Vell and Moondragon one more time because they're still trying to get that ass. Bringing a coordinated attack against her, the likes of which she never really expected, Gamora's Power Stone infused sword breaks against Emma's diamond skin, allowing Kamala to snatch up the Power Stone inside of it. And Hulk abuses the power of the Space Stone to launch Gamora in the air, pinballing her against the cavern walls, leaving her battered and nearly unable to stand, making Kang's warping of reality to bring every version of himself from across the multiverse to beat the brakes off of her even better. All the while, Ant-Man has been slyly stealing stones from Gamora while she's too distracted fighting all those Kangs. But it's here Loki shows his true colors, as he is the worst brother. He slyly goes about pickpocketing each retrieved stone, even managing to shield his thoughts from Emma while he did so, and throwing Gamora, Moondragon, and Phyla into the Soul Stone. And no sooner than Gamora arrives on the scene, everyone stops what they're doing and stomps a mud hole in her ass and moonwalks that shit dry. With this happening, will she be killed? I don't know. It may happen. I think pretty much everyone's taking this whole Infinity Wars thing pretty seriously at this point. And now that Loki has what he wants, even something that Flower is impressed by considering she thought he'd never be able to pull it off in the first place, Loki transfers himself out of the Soul Stone, but now he finds himself trapped in a place with infinite Infinity Stones strewn about the ground as he looks overhead to see a horde of Celestials, all of which seem ready to put their foot up his ass over the final host debacle. But we do know with the next issue, with issue number 6, Infinity Wars will be concluded, and whatever happens next, I'm not really sure what's going to go on from there. I'm pretty sure the Infinity Warps might hang around. It is kind of teased at a certain point in the book where Adam Warlock seems to believe that they could technically exist inside a pocket dimension, because if they unmake these Infinity Warps, well, I mean, yeah, technically they are killing a person. I mean, because these new entities have come together and created an entire new life. So I mean, even like taking a character like Soldier Supreme and breaking him back down to Captain America and Doctor Strange, yeah, those two characters live, but Soldier Supreme dies, and he ain't really cool with that. But Adam does seem to believe that, you know, maybe they could be saved. So I mean, we'll probably see them in future story arcs or books. I don't know if they'll, you know, just parade them around that much, but it would be interesting to see what they do with them. And as for what could possibly happen next, man, it is just very incredibly difficult to say. But let me know what you thought about Infinity Wars number 4 and number 5. Sound off in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, Hulk smash that like button. And if you want to see more awesome videos like this one, make sure you click subscribe so you can become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers and tap that bell so you know when I post up. And if you want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons as well, swing on over by patreon.com/blerdwithoutfear. And if you chuck in a buck, you can get some exclusive content. And if you don't want to become one of Earth's mightiest patrons, that's fine too. Hey, all I ask is that you like this video and share it with your friends. And who knows, maybe they'll become some of Earth's mightiest subscribers too. Anyways, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and while you're here, go ahead and check out some of these other videos I got floating around here. But until next time, Plus Ultra!